and I'm not kidding you, in this list of players, and she looks really, really bad in comparison, and we're going to take a look at that.
What if I told you one of the most hyped rookies in the WNBA is actually one of the league's least efficient scorers? Angel Reese's social media following might be sky high, but her shooting percentages tell a different story, one that many of her fans refuse to acknowledge.
So refreshing to see some shots actually make it refreshing! Oh no, that's Angel Reese's music! You like Mustangs? Your favorite player is Luol Deng? Oh, you said bird!
Stay with me, because I'm about to reveal a shocking statistic that exposes how bad she really is. If you think she's already bad, you'll soon realize she's even worse. The numbers don't lie, and when I show you where Reese ranks among all WNBA scorers, you'll understand why basketball legends are publicly questioning her game. By the end of this video, we'll share two legends that Reese thought was in her corner but is now roasting her. The gap between perception and reality here is wider than you think. Are you ready? Let's go.
A couple of the most baffling things that I've seen this offseason is the lack of videos involving Angel Reese working on layups. Now, look, the layup issue is a real issue for Angel Reese, and I don't understand the taking all the... I mean, yeah, sure, you can practice two-point shots just inside the three-point line. You can practice three-point shots, but there seems to be an emphasis on that from Angel Reese, and I don't understand, because she should be trying to perfect her game inside 5 foot.
Did you know Angel Reese ranks dead last in shooting efficiency among all WNBA volume scorers? The numbers are actually worse than anyone realized, and we need to talk about it.
All right, back to business. Slam bag work, Brittany Griner, you said you rang?
Somebody said she's got the coordination skills of a baby giraffe. I don't know what baby giraffes did to receive that kind of slander, but I won't stand for it.
The WNBA is back in little over a month. Friendly reminder, we're not watching because of one person. We're watching because of her, too.
When analysts evaluate a player's offensive value, true shooting percentage stands out as the gold standard metric. Unlike basic field goal percentage, true shooting percentage gives us the complete picture by accounting for all scoring attempts: field goals, three-pointers, and free throws. It reveals not just how often a player scores, but how efficiently they use their offensive possessions. In a league where every possession matters, this statistic separates the elite scorers from the volume shooters.
Chicago Sky's Angel Reese found herself at the very bottom of the list, sitting at 30th, with a true shooting percentage of just 46.4%. The contrast between the two rookies, both with massive college followings and major fan bases, ignited strong reactions online.
Now let's get to the uncomfortable truth. Angel Reese currently sits at a dismal 46.4% true shooting percentage, ranking her 30th in the league. This isn't just below average, it's scraping the bottom of the barrel. To put this in perspective, most established WNBA players maintain numbers well above 50%, with stars often exceeding it. Reese isn't even in the same universe.
Be nice to look this clumsy at your job and then declare you're underpaid. Privilege! Justice for all baby giraffes out there! I will fight the good fight! One thing to take from these videos, never give up, because if she can do it, you can do it too!
You might think, well, she's just a rookie adjusting to pro competition. But that excuse falls apart when you look at her peers. Caitlin Clark, dealing with the most defensive attention of any rookie, boasts an impressive 58.3% true shooting percentage, ranking 6th overall in the league, first among rookies, and second among all guards behind only Kelsey Mitchell. Clark is thriving under the same rookie learning curve that supposedly explains away Reese's struggles.
Caitlin Clark may just be starting her WNBA journey, but she's already making waves, not only with highlight plays, but also with cold, hard numbers. A recent viral post on X revealed the true shooting efficiencies of the league's top 30 scorers, and it sparked quite the controversy among fans. Clark, now a rookie with the Indiana Fever, ranked 6th amongst all shooters with a true shooting percentage of 58.3%. True shooting percentage takes into account a player's field goals, three-pointers, and free throws, making it a key indicator of overall scoring efficiency. For a first-year player, it's elite company to be in.
Let's say for a minute that Clark is just the exception. Well, guess what? The fourth overall pick, Ricky Jackson, is also high up the list at 55.2%. Meanwhile, Cameron Brink, the second overall pick, and Camila Cardoso, the third overall pick, were left off the efficiency list because they didn't score enough to have a statistically significant base due to their prolonged injuries last year.
Clark's game has translated well to the pros. Her shooting from deep remains a threat, 33.9% from beyond the arc. She was 13th in the league, while her mid-range and inside games are just as effective. She ranked 4th in two-point field goal percentage. I mean, see, that's where I'd expect Angel Reese to be real high. Yeah. And second in free throw shooting with a remarkable 90.9%. Her effective field goal percentage, EFG, which adjusts for three-point shots being worth more, stood at 52.1%, good for 10th overall.
Now here's something truly shocking that nobody's talking about. Nearly 40% of Reese's much-celebrated rebounds come from collecting her own missed shots. Let that sink in. While the rebounding numbers look impressive on paper, they're partially inflated by her own inefficiency. She's literally creating rebounding opportunities for herself by missing shots that most post players would convert. If true shooting percentage doesn't convince you, her effective field goal percentage might. At a league-worst 39.5%, Reese is essentially a black hole for offensive possessions. When she touches the ball with intent to score, the Chicago Sky is statistically better off if almost anyone else had taken that shot instead. This inefficiency ripples through the entire offense, limiting her team's ceiling despite her other contributions. I guess that explains why no one guards her.
By contrast, Reese's shooting woes drew criticism. She finished 30th in two-point percentage at 40%. God. 29th in three-point percentage, 18.8. And her effective field goal percentage was a league low 39.5%. That's crazy as hell. And I don't want to hear nothing about a big. We're going to take a look at something. Even from the free throw line, often a reliable scoring source for bigs, she landed 27th. Considering most of Reese's shots come from close to the rim.
And guess what? These numbers actually get worse when we start examining exactly where her shots are coming from and how she's missing them. We haven't even gotten to the most damning statistics yet. The reality is that Angel Reese's shooting efficiency isn't just bad for a rookie. It's historically bad for any WNBA player with her usage rate and shot selection. Players who shoot this poorly typically don't maintain high usage rates because coaches simply can't afford to run offensive possessions through such inefficient scorers. Yet Reese continues to command a significant offensive role, despite evidence suggesting she shouldn't.
Some fans found the numbers hard to stomach. A 6'3" post player that shot 90% of shots from 5 foot, within 5 foot, is at 30. No one said, OMG, Angel, get up, girl.
Those high usage, low efficiency numbers might be concerning on their own. But when you isolate Angel Reese's performance within 5 feet of the basket, where her 6 feet 3 inches frame should give her a dominant advantage, the statistics become even more alarming. At just 44.5% from point-blank range, she's being outshot by guards who stand 7 inches shorter than her. In basketball terms, this isn't just disappointing. It's a fundamental failure to leverage her most obvious physical gifts.
I'm going to be honest with you here. I think it is a deal that is eventually going to get her benched in the WNBA. I think that will happen one day because a good coach, if she ever gets one, is going to look at this and be like, you're 6'4", you're 6'3", you're too damn inefficient. I can't have you on the court. And, just perfect your craft. And then worry about all the other collateral things around you after the fact.
Let's put this in perspective. At 6 feet 3 inches with an impressive wingspan, Reese should be a nightmare for defenders near the basket. When a player of her stature gets positioned inside, conventional basketball wisdom says it should be 2 nearly automatic points. Yet somehow, Reese converts these high-percentage opportunities at a rate that would make even perimeter players cringe. Most WNBA players hit these shots at rates between 55 to 65%, making Reese's 44.5% truly stand out for all the wrong reasons. Even worse, from shots between 5 to 9 feet from the basket, she shoots an abysmal 11%. That's right. She makes 1 out of 10 shots from mid-range.
It's just a fact. She is, it's more than a fact. She is not good at layups. But I was looking at her stats. I jotted some down right here, and she shoots an abysmal 39% from the field. She shot below 50% on shots less than 5 feet away, which is bad. And even worse than that is that shots from 5 to 9 feet, 13%.
What makes this statistic particularly damning is the comparison to smaller guards who face significantly greater challenges finishing at the rim. Take Kelsey Mitchell, who stands at just 5 feet 8 inches. Despite giving up 7 inches to Reese, Mitchell consistently finishes better at the rim at an astonishing 60% on shots within 5 feet from the basket. Think about that for a second. A guard who barely reaches Reese's shoulders is more effective in the paint than someone with every physical advantage imaginable. This isn't just about height either. Game footage analysis reveals specific technical flaws in Reese's finishing approach. Poor footwork, inconsistent release points, and a tendency to rush shots even when uncontested. One analysis described her shooting form as a basketball fundamentals horror show, noting her crossed wrists and a pushing action that originates from her hips rather than a proper shooting motion. Some fans even call it like seeing an uncoordinated baby giraffe.
This tells you, look at effective bigs in the league. John Quell Jones, one of my favorite players actually. Brittany Griner, 1 and 2. All right, that's what it's supposed to look like for somebody that's 6'3" and above. Asia Wilson, way up there. Then Mitchell, then Clark. Look, if you want to compare Angel to somebody like a Leah Boston, look at that. I mean, she's right here, 53.7% from 2-point percentage. She was ranked 13th in the league. Angel was ranked 30th.
The contrast becomes even more stark when comparing Reese to elite post players with similar physical attributes. Aja Wilson converts 67.3% of her shots at the rim, while Brittany Griner hits 63.1% of hers. Both players understand how to use their size effectively, establishing deep position, using proper footwork, and finishing with technique rather than just relying on height. Even Caitlin Clark, who stands 4 inches shorter at 6 feet 0 inches and faces much more defensive pressure as a primary ball handler, converts 54.1% of her 2-point attempts. Clark achieves this despite taking more difficult shots, often creating her own looks against set defenses rather than receiving passes in established position.
Angel Reese doesn't look so hot here. Caitlin Clark, she did that as a rookie, folks. Think about that a minute. As a rookie.
So what exactly explains this massive disparity? It's certainly not physical limitations. Reese has been blessed with the ideal basketball body. It's not defensive attention either. While she does draw defenders, she doesn't face the constant double and triple teams that Clark navigates. The inescapable conclusion is that Reese's struggles stem from fundamental technical flaws in her game. This point-blank inefficiency represents what one source called a career-threatening issue that demands immediate attention. When a player's entire offensive value proposition should be converting high-percentage looks near the basket, and they're failing at precisely that task, it raises profound questions about their long-term viability at the professional level. So let's break down what's really going on.
There's footage out there of Angel working on her game, in the lab, as they say, and mostly what we see is Angel shooting three-pointers.
With her basketball career hanging in the balance due to glaring finishing issues, You'd expect Angel Reese to be drilling layups until her arms fall off. But her social media tells a completely different story. Recent workout videos showcase Reese practicing three-pointers with shooting mechanics that would make any coach wince. Rather than addressing her point-blank struggles, she's inexplicably focusing on long-range shooting, an area where she converted just 18.8% of attempts last season. It's like watching someone practice parallel parking before they've learned how to start the car. The technical flaws in Reese's shooting form are immediately apparent to anyone with basic basketball knowledge. Her inconsistent base creates poor balance from the start. When she releases the ball, her arms and wrists cross awkwardly, completely disrupting the alignment needed for consistent accuracy. Her jerky release resembles someone shot-putting a medicine ball rather than shooting a basketball. These aren't minor tweaks needed in an otherwise solid foundation. These are fundamental errors that competent shooting coaches address in middle school players.
Okay, so here you see she's being fed the ball. She's in the right corner. She gets the ball. And again, if you're going to work on expanding your game, okay. But at least make sure that your technique is right. So I'm hoping that this guy and whoever else works with her will work on her technique, because I don't care how many you shoot like this with nobody guarding you, if your technique is not right, you might get a few here or there by happenstance or whatever, but you're not going to consistently knock down shots.
What's most baffling is Reese's stubborn commitment to practicing the wrong skills. While her videos showcase three-point attempts that clank off the rim, she's neglecting the inside finishing that could make her a viable offensive threat. This reveals something deeper than just poor shooting mechanics. It suggests a fundamental misunderstanding of her own value proposition as a player. This misguided training focus isn't just poor basketball decision-making. It's evidence of a player who doesn't understand her own strengths and limitations. When you're 6 feet 3 inches with tremendous length and athleticism, yet shooting worse from point-blank range than guards 7 inches shorter, your training priorities should be obvious. Instead, Reese appears determined to become a player she simply isn't, rather than maximizing her natural advantages.
Her arms, her wrists are crossed. Her wrists are crossed, which is the wrong form. Your wrist should not be crossed. You should be totally aligned to your target. So this means that her shooting hand, which is her left, is crossing over. Her elbow, therefore, jutting out.
So what did legends have to say about Reese's shot mechanics? When basketball royalty speaks, smart players listen. Unfortunately for Angel Reese, the royalty isn't exactly singing her praises these days. What started as enthusiastic support from Hall of Famers has evolved into something far more uncomfortable: public intervention. The most telling moment came on Reese's own podcast, where WNBA legend Lisa Leslie didn't mince words about the fundamental issue plaguing Reese's game.
Going in my season 2, what's some advice that you would give for me? Season 2, I can't wait to work with you some more. The biggest advice I have for you is going to be how you shoot your layups, period.
Leslie stated bluntly, addressing the elephant in the room that Reese herself seems reluctant to acknowledge. This wasn't just casual feedback. It was a 4-time Olympic gold medalist and 3-time WNBA MVP, pointing directly at the career-threatening flaw Reese keeps ignoring.
This is like WNBA leveling up and all eyes on her now. I think that she knows that she has to completely restructure her form, because that is not the way to be efficient in the post position that she is in. At the post position that she's in, a layup is supposed to be a given. She needs to improve her touch around the rim, like all over the place, but she seems to take these desperation shots.
What makes this intervention so striking is how it contrasts with the development paths of other young stars. While Caitlin Clark trains every day in the gym in focused, game-specific scenarios designed to enhance on-court chemistry, Clark's sessions emphasize fundamental shooting mechanics at the mid-range, finishing through contact and screen and cut actions directly applicable to what she can improve in her game. Purposeful development that acknowledges both strengths and limitations. This stark difference hasn't gone unnoticed by fans either. As one viewer pointedly asked after watching Reese's latest three-point shooting drill video, is Reese trying to be Steph Curry or Caitlin Clark? The question cuts to the heart of the issue. A player who seems determined to become something she's not, rather than maximizing her natural gifts. Then came the awkward moment with Shaq, delivering what some fans described as verbal body shots.
You know who argued the female Antoine Jameson? You know who Antoine Jameson is? He got 20,000 points with his shot. Whatever your shot is, like everybody's shot ain't gonna be Steph Curry. Your shot is your shot.
One of the most talked about moments was his comparison of Reese to Anton Jameson. While Jameson was a capable player who enjoyed a respectable NBA career, he never made it to the Hall of Fame, a stark contrast to Shaq's own legendary status. By framing Reese in this light, Shaq implied she was more of a role player than a future icon, a comparison that seemed to cut deep.
He called her Antoine Jameson. Most people, trust me, she was offended.
She didn't know who that was.
She probably does. She's a basketball fan. She probably does. But, I mean, Antoine Jameson ain't cracking nobody's top 200 in NBA history. And this woman thinks she's one of the greatest WNBA players or greatest women's basketball player of all time.
Then came the critique of Reese's layup technique. Shaq dismissed it as basic, adding, "You're too worried about what people think. Stop caring and just focus on your game." For someone like Reese, who has built her brand on unapologetic self-expression, Shaq's unsolicited advice felt more like a dismissal of her entire approach.
You know, she can't be rookie here because all she do is do the flip shots and everybody just remember all that shit that they say.
Reese, meanwhile, appears to be doing the opposite, doubling down on three-point shooting despite her elite rebounding abilities and size advantages inside. It's like watching someone with a flat tire stop to polish their hubcaps. The legends of the game see it, fans see it, analysts see it. Everyone, it seems, except Reese herself. Look, the numbers paint a clear picture. While Angel Reese continues to struggle with fundamental shooting issues, Caitlin Clark is quietly revolutionizing the WNBA with her remarkable efficiency. It's not just analysts recognizing it. Basketball legends are taking notice too.
We knew that Caitlin Clark was this phenomenal talent, but she was entering a league that she was not familiar with. She was a rookie. The Indiana Fever have been actively building and rebuilding their organization and this team, and they have a lot of incredible pieces, but the fact that they were able to get into the playoffs and be a team that, although they didn't, advance far in the playoffs, they were a team that we kept saying, if you face them, they're going to make it difficult for you. That organization then saw that and said, we're capitalizing on this and we're doing it now.
Clark's deep shooting remains lethal. But what's truly impressive is how her mid-range and interior scoring have translated to the pro level. Her impact goes beyond statistics. She's reshaping how the game is played and perceived. The Indiana Fever are building around a player who elevates everyone around her. For fans of women's basketball, 2025 promises something special. A season where basketball IQ, efficiency, and teamwork take center stage. Are you excited? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.